So you've got £50,000 sitting in your bank account and you're wondering what's the best way to invest it. Some people sit on the money in their savings account for years, paralyzed, not knowing what or where to invest. I get it. I've been there before. Do I invest it in crypto? Do I invest it in gold? The list goes on. But over the next couple of minutes, I'm going to explain why and how you should be investing in property to create cash flow and generational wealth for yourself and your future generations. The truth is, getting started and scaling in property is way easier than you think. In fact, with the right strategy, £50,000 could set you on the path to owning a multi 6 to 7 figure property portfolio. Today, I'm going to walk you through the exact steps I'd take if I was starting over to invest that £50,000 and create a property portfolio over the next 5 to 10 years. Before we even dive into the nitty-gritty of property investing, you need to understand the consequences of not taking action. Everyone's heard the stories of their granny buying a house for a couple of £1,000s back in the day, which seems absolutely insane when the average house price in the UK is now around £300,000. But the same is going to happen again in the next 20, 30 or 40 years' time. Now, it's a bit of a cliche, but the best time to buy property was 20 years ago, and the next best time to buy property is right now. Inflation, capital growth, and market demand is going to keep pushing prices upwards. The biggest mistake investors make is trying to time the market instead of just getting in. So what can you actually buy with your £50,000? And like buying your own home, lenders require much bigger deposits for investment properties. Typically, you'll need at least 25%. So realistically, with £50,000, you're looking at properties in the range of £130,000. That money goes on a deposit, around £32,000, legal fees and stamp duty, around £9,200, and the refurb budget and contingency, around £5,000. Next up, location. Picking the right area is key because if your property doesn't grow in value, you're never really going to be able to scale effectively. Now, we don't want to pick a terrible area with the lowest prices, as this could cause you issues in the long run, things like bad tenants and low capital appreciation. And we also don't want to pick an area with too high of a barrier to entry. This will mean way higher purchase prices and very low yields. The analogy I like best is the Monopoly analogy. You've all probably played Monopoly before. We don't want to buy Old Kent Road and we don't want to buy Mayfair. We want to buy somewhere that's in the middle. Settling for somewhere in the middle is going to mean your barrier to entry isn't too high and you're going to attract good tenants and nice returns on your investment. Now, here's the fun part, turning one house into 10. Let's say you buy a property for £130,000 and do a light refurb and rent it out for £800 a month. Great, but how do we scale this? Here's the secret, capital growth and refinancing. Firstly, you need to buy at a discount. If you secure a deal below market value, you'll start off strong. Secondly, you let capital growth do the work. In a good area, your property will increase in value around 3 to 5% per year. Then refinance. In 2 to 3 years, your property may be worth £160,000 and you can refinance and pull out around £25,000 and use that towards the next deposit on your next property. Now repeat this process with each new property, rental income increases, you pull out more capital appreciation and the momentum keeps building. Follow this plan over 5 to 10 years and you can easily scale your portfolio from 1 right up to 10 properties. So if you're sitting on £50,000 and waiting for the perfect time, stop. The best time to invest was yesterday, the second best time, today. If you need help finding the right deals, sourcing high growth areas, or even getting hands-on support with building your portfolio, that's exactly what we do. Check out the link in the description where you'll find access to our WhatsApp group as well as our social media. See you in the next one.